Hi, it's Karah.
And Ebony.
And we are actually on the West Coast for Why Not YA, meaning California. And we're here with the unbelievable author, Nicola Yoon, who is the author of The Sun is Also a Star.
Yay. Well, thank you for coming. We came to you actually. So thank you for taking the time out to talk to us in beautiful LA.
Thanks for coming to the proper coast.
I never heard that. I hear best coast, but proper coast.
Yes.
Proper coast.
It is warmer here, so I'm happy to be here. So we are going to talk about this phenomenal book that is going to be a movie that is coming out when?
Right, May 17th. Yeah.
And it's starring, look at these two. They're beautiful.
Gorgeous.
I just can't deal with it. Are
They're
they
like-
even better in person?
It's unbelievable.
Of course they are. Anywho, so we're here to talk about The Sun is Also a Star. We're going to talk about the book. We're going to talk a little bit about the movie. And then we're going to have you guys ask us questions. So let's get started. So in The Sun is Also a Star, we meet Natasha, who is Jamaican-born, Brooklyn-bred girl who has 24 hours before she is being deported.
Right.
And then we also meet Daniel, who's a Korean-American boy. And he is going to an Ivy League
An
interview,
interview, right,
that he isn't necessarily sure he wants to be a
Yeah.
part of. So we start each episode with a quote, and we pulled this one. And what about the lovers who spent hours staring into each other's eyes? Is it a display of trust? I will let you in close and trust you not to hurt me while I'm in this vulnerable position. And if trust is one of the foundations of love, perhaps the staring is a way to build or reinforce it. Or maybe it's simpler than that. A simple search for connection to see, to be seen. So beautiful. So this month's theme is immigration. And part of the immigration experience, I feel like, is identity. You're kind of like pulled between two worlds, or what it means to be an American and what it means to be like insert wherever you or your family is from. So Natasha struggles going back to Jamaica because America has been home and all she's known for like as long as she can remember. Daniel seems so much more sure of himself and in his own skin being Korean American, while his brother kind of struggles with that.
He does, yeah.
So what inspired you to add those elements to the story?
Yeah, so I'm an immigrant myself, and my husband is second generation.
Okay.
So we have a lot of sort of immigrant issues in our whole lives. For me, when I first came, I was 11 to America.
Okay.
And I remember just thinking that, America was crazy. And everyone had funny accents. It was like, what is happening? And also you spelled things wrong, like without the U.
I know, I love that in the book.
I was like, what is going on? But I do remember just really missing home and like trying to fit in and then sort of feeling like you're in between. And David, my husband, and I talk about this stuff a lot because his family was sort of the same, right? They are from Korea, but David was born in Dallas. And so, his parents are sort of trying to keep a Korea that doesn't even really exist anymore, but he's an American kid, right? So it's just this feeling of floating in between.
Yeah.
And then we always talk about being the hyphen, like so it's like Jamaican American, Korean American, and we're sort of just like the little dash in the middle. And I feel like a lot of immigrant kids feel that way.
Yeah.
But I also think lots of kids feel that way, right? I think being a teenager is partly about trying to figure out where you fit. So talking about immigration or the immigrant experience is a way of talking about just figuring out your own identity anyway, right? Like trying to become.
Yeah.
And we're always becoming, but those teenage years I think are particularly poignant, I guess. So it was a good way for me to talk about identity and to talk about immigration at the same time.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And part of both of their identities are very different.
Right.
Natasha is very logical. She's very scientific. And Daniel could not be more different in terms of being extremely passionate and a romantic. We usually actually see those reversed with gender. The men are sort of closed off and women are, sort of hopeless romantics. Why did you, I don't want to say you necessarily subverted it because I think anybody can be anything, but why did you choose to do that? Is it based on your own life story?
So it's not really based on me, but I did deliberately switch it, right? But I was a electrical engineering major in college, right? So I was very, and I love science. I'm totally into it. I was like a math dork. And so I really did want to switch it because I knew a lot of girls who were like that, and I feel like not that we never see them, but we don't see those stories often enough. And my husband is totally poetic. I know lots of poetic boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to graduate school, so I would know a lot of writers. Um, and then the other part of it is I really sort of want to talk about art and science, because I think we always tend to think that art and science are opposed to each other, and I don't really think that, right?
Yeah. I
Couldn't
totally
agree
agree. Yeah.
Right. I mean, we say, like, I think kids say, I'm a math person or I'm an English person. And I think mostly everyone's good at both or reasonably good at both, but we like sort of put ourselves into the different tracks. And the thing that I always say is that art and science are trying to get to the truth, but they just approach it a little differently, right? And so that's the thing that they're trying to discover it during the day together, Natasha and Daniel. They need to like figure out, they come to the middle.
Yeah.
Right?
It's funny. I wasn't even thinking of that reading because I was so swept up in them as characters.
Yeah.
But that you sort of use them as representations of art and science.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's very interesting.
So let's kind of talk about that coming into the middle. So much of the book is about like fate or luck or destiny, especially when it comes to love. But it also is about luck when it comes to nationality. Like all of us sitting on this couch, we can't help like where we were born, what our skin color is, and it's the same, for them. So your writing style is told from the perspective of both of them, but also all the people they encounter throughout the day and like their fates. I love this part. I love that you had incorporated this writing style. Where did you get this idea from? Like when you were writing a scene with Natasha and then she almost gets hit. Did you decide, you know what? He needs a chapter. I'm going to give the driver a subchapter, or like I'm going to talk about like Daniel's parents own a hair store, a hair supply store, and it's like, oh, I'm going to have a chapter on hair, which I absolutely love. Like, how did you come to that process?
Well, I started the book knowing that I was going to do that.
Okay.
Right? So it started from a few different things, but there's the Carl Sagan quote.
Which I love.
I love this quote.
Oh my God.
favorite.
Can you repeat it? Or I don't want to put, it's in the front of the book.
Right.
It's such a
if
good quote.
you want to invent an apple pie, you must first, can you read it?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. It's just so good.
Okay. Wait, that's not the one. Where is it? It's right here, right?
No.
It should be in the...
Now I'm throwing everybody up.
I know.
Maybe
in here.
They took it out.
But
Sorry.
basically, it's, in order to create an apple pie, you must first invent the whole wide world, right?
Right.
So you basically need all these ingredients to get to an apple pie, right? You need like a printing press, you need flour, you need wheat. And one of the things I wanted to do in the book is to show how everything led them to falling in love. So like everyone they encountered during the day, the strangers, the family members, like their ancestors, like everything leads to the moment that you're experiencing right now. So I didn't know I wanted to do that. So then when I would something would happen to Natasha, and I was like, oh, that's good, and I'll like write that story. So I have like so many more stories that actually did not make the book.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
All these like little chapters of like how that person came to be in the store at that point or whatever. But then, eventually I had to pare it down. I couldn't like tell every single
Were there like any stories where you're just like, oh, I don't want to give this one up. I want this to be in a book, but it's just not going to work?
It's not that. There's a violinist at the end. She's outside the pawn shop. And I wanted her story in, but I didn't know how it resolved. So like most of the stories resolve a little bit, but hers doesn't, and I still don't know what happens to her.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm gonna like write something about her at some point.
Okay.
Like I just don't know why she's like outside, like what happened to her. Like she's outside the pawn shop with her violin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love that so much.
I always think about it when I'm on the train. If I knew everybody's story.
I know. I think
when
about
I'm on the
that
train
too, yeah.
In New York. Like what I would know. All these stories that I would know.
Well, I think that what we would... Like, I always think that our lives are so big and busy, right? And, like, there's just so much stuff going on with us all the time. And if we knew the backstories, that would make such a big difference, right? We would be kind to each other. There would be, like, a little bit more grace, Like you wouldn't be mean to that barista, right? Right, because you would know what was happening. So I wish... if there's something that you could take away from the book, I would want that to be one of the things. It's like if we could just sort of slow down and take a breath, and maybe we would be kinder to each other.
Yeah, most definitely.
So the book is also a love story, obviously. That's at the core of it. And, you know, I think basically the thing that's so striking is like these two are dealing with huge life-changing decisions. And they both find one another, fall in love. And it's kind of indicative of how love can be like come out of complete left field. I guess, how did you decide to create the constraint of like a day and this like basically like very, very intense day of their love and this like basically it seems like the most important day of their life.
Yeah.
So like how did you decide? Whereas opposed to other love stories sometimes are very stretched out or it takes a long time to get to know each other or whatever it may be. Like how did you decide to like make this the most important day?
No, I don't. There's a bunch of things, right? So, like, I love Before Sunrise. That's like
I love Before Sunrise.
Oh my God, I could watch it 4,000
It's so good. I like the whole
watching it.
trilogy, honestly.
Yeah.
But Before Sunrise
I did
is
not
really
love the last one, but we can talk about it. So I love that. And then I do think that your life can change in a minute, like in a moment, right? And then, you know, love happens when it happens, right? And so I have this idea. I'm going to do this. Oh, it's going to be 12 hours. It's going to be great, right? And then I'm writing this thing.
like I'm running out of time.
Can I tell you what a pain this is? Because you have to check the train schedules, right? Like you got to make sure that they can actually get from here to here.
Yeah.
And like how much time I have.
Yeah.
And then like the average walking speed of a human teenage boy.
Can they actually get away with it?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then I had like an Excel spreadsheet
Oh
with
my
like all the
gosh,
stuff
Nicola.
mapped out. It was serious. Like it was such a pain. I was like, why did I do this?
That's a good behind the
know,
scenes
it
content
is.
though.
Yeah. I mean, it was. At one point, I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is like 16 hours, and I only have 12.
That's a very scientific approach to art.
Also, I think it really helped though with like how the book turned out because I remember like the premise when I first saw the premise, I was like, how is she gonna do this? Like, how is she gonna make me believe that they fell in love? And I believed it. So
Oh, good.
Totally.
So you did your job. Congratulations. But no, like it makes it more authentic because you actually know, like, okay, how much can I get in this time frame?
And I also just made them. I sort of short circuited the get to know you phase, right?
Yeah.
So they were intensely talking to each
Yeah.
other. They weren't like not hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Like, they were like, do you believe in God? Like,
Yeah.
pretty much right away, right?
Yeah.
Which is my vibe.
Right, that's mine too. It's totally
Some
my
people
vibe,
call
too.
that crazy.
Yeah.
But
It's fine.
it's just intense.
Yeah.
It's intense.
I like one of the ways I wooed my husband is like we were driving from Boston to New York and I made a mixtape and then I had all these questions I was gonna ask him like based on the songs and like I was like, so do you believe in God? And I asked him all these intense questions like on the drive down. And
it worked.
And you basically trapped it.
Yeah, you did.
17 years later.
So there are so many elements of love that you talk about in the story too that doesn't just deal with Daniel and Natasha. It's like love for family, love for your culture, and like love for being American. Natasha is being rejected by this country that she loves so much. And so like when you started this, was like universal love also a goal for like a theme in the book?
I mean, I think that's what it developed out of it. Like I knew I wanted them to fall in love. But then once I started writing about their families and stuff, then I started getting into their stories.
Yeah.
Like Daniel's parents just love him.
Yes.
Right? All they want is the best for him.
Yeah.
Right? So he's fighting against that because he wants to be a poet. But his dad comes from poverty, right? And so the way he knows how to love him is to try to make sure that he doesn't have to suffer through poverty.
Exactly.
And you know, Natasha's dad loves his daughter, but he loves art too, right? And so there's a tension between those things.
Yeah.
So I didn't necessarily set out to talk about those different types of love, but then they just came in to the story.
Yeah.
Because all this stuff pushes them, like all the stuff that makes Natasha and Daniel are those other people.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
So I want to go on to movie time.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's good.
Really quick though, it actually reminded me a little bit the relationship. The Poet X does it well too in terms of having sympathy for a parent that isn't on the same page necessarily as their teenage child, which I think is so relatable.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like, it's so hard for us as teenagers to have sympathy for our parents because we hate them. Or we just don't think that they're on our page.
Yeah.
But it's like they programmed you. They created you. Like I think it's honestly more about like detaching, and that's why we do that to our parents. But I love that about good young adult fiction, which is just like it really brings me back to that place of like I reject everything about you, but you also are the reason that I'm the way I am.
Yeah. You can't like there's a tension there, right? You can't quite pull away, but you really, really want to.
Yeah, like
and you sort of need to, right?
Yeah,
like in that moment, all you see is you're this horrible person. You're trying to ruin my life, and then as you get older, you're just like this was so much more complex. And I see like why this decision could have been wrong, like on your end, but I also see like what was like driving you to make me do those things.
All that love. I mean, it's intense, the love you have for your kid, right?
Yeah. I can imagine. So, few questions. We were talking backstage, and you said that you really love the movie.
I do.
And were you able to go on set?
Yes, so we even have a cameo, even though I haven't seen it yet, because I haven't seen the new cut of the movie yet.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
We spent a lot of time on set actually in the summer, like me and my husband and my little girl, and it was really fun.
Was it shot in New York?
Yeah, it was shot in New York.
Wow.
Yes, all of it was shot in New York.
It had to be like
there
was no other way. Yeah.
There was talk at the beginning of maybe like going to Canada.
Okay.
And the director, to her credit, she's like, no,
Yeah.
we're not going to Canada.
Yeah.
We're doing it here.
Were you at all involved in casting? Like, did you like have any?
Oh yeah, I read somewhere that like you kind of help.
Well, so I talked to the producer, and she's like, well, we're not sure who we want. So then I ended up creating an Instagram post saying, who do you guys think? Like, and I sent it out into the world. And for Daniel, like, the producers didn't really know, but like 10,000 people tagged Charles Melton. They were like, Charles Melton.
That's
and
so dope.
Suddenly, Charles like woke up to all these notifications, went out, bought the book, read it, got in touch with his agent and people, and were like, can you try to get me an audition for this?
That is so
That
sick.
is how that happened.
Yes.
As we're at Facebook, that's Instagram. At work.
Yes.
That's an Instagram success story.
Also, I love that he read the book first and was like,
Yes.
I want, I
he
need to be in this role. This is
was
for
like,
me.
serious. It's like he did not let it go. And I mean,
He seems perfect.
Yeah, he does.
Excellent.
He seems perfect.
Yeah.
So, are we? I want to save the brief.
Okay.
So, do you want to ask one more question about the movie?
What was like your favorite? Do you have like a favorite story on set that you can tell us about?
I mean, there's nothing like in particular. It's just watching them banter. I mean, it was such a it was like not all sets are fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but there was such a lively and so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also, it felt really indie because it's in New York and
Yeah.
you gotta get in and get out fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we shot at JFK at
Oh,
one
wow.
point, which is ridiculous
Yeah.
because that is a working airport.
Yeah.
And so like they block off one gate and we're shuttling people around.
Oh, wow.
And like people are mad and there's the camera and then they're doing this take 4,000 times. And I mean, it was like, I love being on this side, sort of watching them make a movie.
Yeah.
I could never be in the movie
Yeah.
business because it's wild.
It's funny. Everyone in New York is so jaded that they're just like, I'm sure they were shooting at JFK and everyone's like,
Like,
get out of the
oh,
way.
I need to get on my flight.
I totally understand too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like I say, movies for other people.
Right.
Like I need to be in my
You're
room,
right.
Yeah.
writing my book with my
And
head down.
speaking of which, are you working on anything that you can share?
I am working on my third young adult and then another secret thing, which I always say it's a secret thing and I can't talk about it, except to say that I can't talk about it. But yeah.
You can't talk about your next YA book.
I can't talk about either thing.
Oh, you can't talk about
Something's
anything
coming,
at all.
so get ready.
Something's
is
coming.
yes.
We don't have questions coming
Okay.
here, but maybe we had them on Instagram. But other people, what I'll say is, if you are watching this after live and you want to ask a question, we'll try to get it to you.
Yeah.
To answer. And can anybody find you online if they want to, like
Yeah.
on Instagram or Facebook?
I'm on Instagram pretty much all the time, and Nicola Yoon.
At Nicola Yoon. So thank you so much. This was
Thank
so
you. This was
fun to talk about.
So much fun.
You guys are great.
Oh,
You made this
thank
super
you.
easy.
Thank
I
you.
cannot wait to see the movie.
Oh.
I can't to see.
I'm
the,
like
I can't wait to
fangirl.
I know.
It's like
I am
2
too.
weeks,
I am.
right? We're so close.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really excited for the
Yeah.
movie. Are we giving away a copy of the
yes,
book as well?
So we are giving away a signed copy of the book. So make sure to write in the comments below and tell us what you think about the discussion. You can ask questions. You can give your thoughts. You can let us know if you read the book and you want a second copy. There's nothing wrong with that. So
let me say, before we go, there are these very beautiful full-color movie pictures, which don't always come in fiction. That's very cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So fun. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank
if you're
you.
watching post live, thank you guys for watching. It was great to see
you next
everybody.
time. Bye.
Bye from LA.
Bye.